students who submitted their work, I'm sure you got to read a lot about what is happening in the population, how the global population dynamics is changing. Yes. So any questions, any doubts in what we did yesterday? Any questions, any doubts in what we did yesterday? Quickly. अगर कोई doubt है तो पूछेंगे, then we will, otherwise we will start the theoretical aspect of it. Let me have a look at the questions, if any. I did not complete yesterday's assignment due to fever. Okay. No questions. Okay, perfect. So I would want, like quickly, everyone you have on the group itself. So let us make the table. Let us make from the group itself. Group se utha le, koi dikkat nahi. So people have shared it from the World Bank. Yes. Purvi has done a good work where she also shared the trends. If you can look at that. So I can see many sites like UNFPA, World Bank, but not getting table as you share. अच्छा ठीक है तो ये table बेटा ये table आता है World Population Prospects नाम की एक report थी 2019 World Population Prospects. Do we get that? So if you want the source, I told you the source that is called World Population Prospects. You can read a lot about that on that. So that is also there. Okay. So that is what I was talking about. So quickly, everyone, have a look at that, sir. Population geography book, if any. So you're getting the material. All the material will be sent to you. So whatever we have done, Abhi, this distribution of population which you are looking at, this I would want everyone to look at class 12th NCRT part 2. Do we have something on population on that? Part 1 and part 2, sorry. Part 1 is about world population. Part 2 is about India. So people who've done that, उनको वैसे भी पता होगा clearly. So perfectly okay if you've done that. Okay. So quickly have a look at your table. Have a look at your table, and we will be talking about all those ideas one by one. What has happened, where has it happened, and all those ideas will be taken one by one. Okay. So table bana de before Malthus and Bosrup. Before Malthus and Bosrup comes, let me also talk about. Let me add a page over here. Yeah. And do I have a slide? One slide I have made for you. Just a minute. I think I have one more slide. So I need to convert that into PDF, and then we shall make some ideas in this. So everyone, did we see that there was something about birth rate, death rate? Yes, there were so many ideas involved in this. Birth rate, death rate. Okay. So what is this? Number of births or deaths per thousand. Remember that? So birth and death shows, how has your health and what are you keeping in mind. So this is something which we are talking about, birth and death. So number of births and deaths. This is what we're talking about. Okay. After that, you also talked about life expectancy or longevity. We should also know something about the growth rate. We should also know something about the growth rate of the population of the world. True. So that should also be there, that who is growing faster and who's not. And apart from that, what else did you add in this? If I may look at, some of you have put in the table, kuch nahi, IMR bhi dala. Okay, I can see some of you have put IMR also. Infant mortality rate, MMR, that is also there. So perfect. And apart from that, what else do we have? IMR, MMR, total fertility rate. Okay, fertility also, people have done that. Get it? Crude birth, crude death, and that is there. Perfect. Now the idea is, how do we memorize them? So do we have to memorize these definitions word by word like we have done for the system? So which definition is to be memorized? Nobody's asking that. Which definition is to be memorized? I've not talked about any of these definitions, but yes, demographic indices, you must know that what is the meaning of that. So if we looked at the previous year question, nobody's going to ask you this, but they will definitely ask you what is population density, population distribution, growth and density. ये तो पूछ सकते हैं नहीं पूछ सकते? Can they ask or not? So these things will surely be done. So if you are prepared with this much for the world, you should be okay with it. Size हमने already देख लिया, distribution and size. Okay. So quickly, as a memory tool, what we will do is we will make a map of the world. Quickly, everyone, let's make a map of the world. So do you remember the size percentage wise? Quickly, can you put the size, population size? Jaldi se डालेंगे. Can you put the population size? Everyone. Percentage, if you remember. 60, 15, around 1%, around 10%. Are we done? 8%, 6%. Do we remember this? This we already know. Now let us talk about the world's growth rate. GR, growth rate. World's growth rate is around 1.2. 1.2%. Do we get that? Let's call this as W. Get that? So I want to tell you, Asia's growth rate is W. Almost the same as world. Get that? This is W plus. Slightly more than that. Get that? This you can say is W minus. Say China is now 0.67. Yes. India has come to 1.2. So around W, W plus, W minus. Is everyone okay? This is 2W. This is W by 2. This is W by 2. And what is this? 0 by W. What is 0 by W? Everyone, what is 0 by W? 0. So Europe, the population growth is 0 or negative. 0 or negative. Say for example, Japan. Can I say negative? Like Germany. Like Germany. Is everyone with me on this? Okay. यहाँ तक clear सभी लोग? If you are clear, give me a confirmation and then I have something to share with you. So this is easy to remember. This will stick to our mind or not. So sometimes it so happens that we are wondering whether we will remember this data or not. But can you see that this will stick easy? So can I say double the rate? So who's growing alarmingly? Who's growing alarmingly? Africa. Okay. Who's having a problem of no population increasing? Europe, Western Europe, particularly Japan. Can I say in this Europe also, can I call it Western Europe? Mostly. Okay. Achha. If you ask me about India, India would be W minus. Yes. But if you go to West Asia would be W plus plus. Can I say that also? If I'm talking about Asia. Can I say China is coming almost W by 2? If I'm talking about China. So can I play with that idea also? So not only continent wise, within continent also, I have some idea. Suppose the examiner asks me in a world geography question, examine the trends of population growth in Asia. Tell me, do you get some idea on South Asia? In South Asia, can I say Pakistan would be more W plus? West Asia is higher. Here I've got China and Japan. Do you have the answer or not? And Southeast Asian tigers, ye bhi W minus aa chuke. They have also improved. True. So we have to think about that. On that day, we will innovate, but rather than memorizing everything, I know one value. What is the world average? 1.2. 1.2 से थोड़ा ज़्यादा, तो ये कितना हो जाएगा? 1.3 हो सकता है. What is this? This is 0.6. This is 0.6. This is 0.5. Something of that sort. You can check from the data. You will find almost like that only. What is India? 1.1 or something. It is going like that. China ने नीचे कर दिया, 0.6, 0.7 कर दिया है. Do we get that, everyone? In Africa also, you'll find sub-Saharan Africa are a bigger concern. Sub-Saharan Africa are a bigger concern. With me on this? Everyone okay with this? ये मैं चाहता हूँ कि everyone should understand, and if you are able to understand, that is one thing that is there. Do I have another support? And can you identify what this support line is? Can I say low growth rate? Low growth rate, high growth rate. Is everyone okay? इसी में अगर मैं fertility rate करता हूँ, FRE, fertility rate, if the question comes on fertility rate. So remember, there is TFR is equal to 2.1 is implies replacement level birth rate. Yes or no? Replacement level. So can I say that in the world we would want that to happen. So world का कितना अभी चल रहा है? World का अभी चल रहा है. World का fertility rate average of world is coming as 2.3. 2.2, 2.3. Yes sir. Is it 2.3? On an average, how many births does a African woman give? जल्दी से बताओ. हमने कल देखा था 4 to 6. Sub-Saharan Africa में वो 4 to 6 था. So if I'm saying 4 to 6, can I say these are 2F? These are 2F. India is 2. India का 2.1 चल रहा है कि नहीं? So can I say India is F minus? F minus. Yes or no? True. And all these Europeans ones will go F by 2. What is f? F is 2 point, ये उससे भी नीचे चलते हैं. They can be f by 2, f by 3 also. They can be 0.7 also. Is everyone okay? F by 2. This is f plus. Is everyone okay? Can I play with fertility idea also? Can I play with that? Some idea on that? So today's homework. Now that you have looked at world and India, can you look at 6 continents? 6 continents, their fertility, their longevity, their growth rate. Their fertility, their longevity, and their growth rate. 3 things. Can you put that on a map and in a table? Can we put that on a map and in a table? हो सकता है? Longevity, let us look at longevity. How long do they live? Can I say L? So life expectancy of the world is 72. Yes. यहाँ की कितनी होगी life expectancy? L. 40 something? Yes or no? True. India की कितनी है? Around this thing. So India की life expectancy is L minus world के average. और यहाँ पर these are L plus 80 चल रहा है ना? L plus चल रहा होगा. L plus. Can we do that? Now I have given you L minus और ये L by 2, L by 3 चल रहा होगा. नहीं, L by 2 तो नहीं होगा. L by 3 नहीं हो सकता, but L by 2 के करीब होगा. Is everyone okay? Now today I would want everyone to go back home. 6 continents, these 3 parameters. ठीक है? एक social वाला भी कर सकते हैं अगर आप चाहें तो you can take literacy. You can take literacy also, but I just want to tell you, as it is, Brand line will make our life easy. Will it make our life easy or not, everyone? Brand line is going to make our life easy. Very, very clearly, it is going to make our life easy. But I would want 2 things in the homework. One is table, 6 continent, and a map using symbols. F for fertility, L for longevity, G for growth, and E for education. Chalega? Make sense? Will the fear of memorizing, yesterday also we had done, today also I'm doing it, will the fear of memorizing also go? अभी IMR, MMR अगर हम देख रहे हैं तो जब आपका ये हो जाएगा, you will find that this crude birth rate and death rate, you need not go into that. Infant mortality rate, world is around 28, India is around 28. Yes or no? Life expectancy, male female हट गया, population we've already looked at that. Net migration I will be talking about there also. I will be sharing data with you. True or not? Is everyone okay? So I want everyone to look into this. So who gave this brand line? So yes, class में present होते हो. देखो मैं ना ऐसे करता हूँ. अभी है ना क्लास में. Who gave this brand line? वैसे तो मैंने कल यही बताया था. Gave the BRANDT brand line. बताया वर्ल्ड बैंक के एक व्यक्ति का नाम विली ब्रांट उनका नाम है. यहाँ पे नाम आ गया. ब्रांड लाइन इज अ विजुअल डिपिक्शन ऑफ नॉर्थ साउथ. कल बताया वर्ल्ड बैंक में जेंटलमैन बाय द नेम ब्रांट हैड डन दैट. अगर नहीं पता है और ये दिमाग में आया तो ये देख नहीं सकते. विली ब्रांट, हु गेव ब्रांड लाइन? विली ब्रांट इज द नेम. आप सोचिए कैसे. ऐसा नहीं कि आई हैव नॉट टोल्ड दिस. आई सेड yesterday that World Bank conducted a study and a gentleman by the name Brandt had done that, and now if I get a question like this, who gave this Brandt line? So that's not fair. Pehla to you are not attentive in the class. You are just writing things mechanically, and that is why your answers also do not come well. Second thing is, if this is the won't be, I would definitely be curious about it. Yeah, kisne diya? So I hope you got your answer, but not a very like encouraging question for the teacher also. The teacher feels really let down with such a question. Yesterday the teacher says like World Bank, Mr. Brandt made a line, and today we are saying that. Okay, maybe even you missed it. That's okay. Probably you were writing something, but for this, who is who? Sir, when is the World Environment Day, sir? When is the Mangrove Day, sir? Why 2nd February only? Sir, what was Ram, sir? Does Ram, sir, have to do anything with Bhagwan Ram? I think अब आ जाइए इस पे से. यश बहुत हो गया ये सब करना, तो थोड़ा सा I expect that maturity to happen. ठीक है. और फिर मैं वही कह रहा हूँ कि we are talking about clearing this examination, so I'm inviting my students to raise the bar, and we are in probably 50 plus lectures, so I think by now I can expect my students to do that. So that is what we are looking at. So please don't do that. This also shows that कि आपने जो अपना काम किया होगा वो भी mechanically किया. Again saying everyone, whatever I am teaching you, when you are doing this homework, do not do it homework for the sake of homework. First of all, many people will not do it because they are not very clear कि prelims भी होगा या नहीं होगा. And people who are doing it, don't do it mechanically. I've always said that. Grow in the process. When you read a report, it will tell you something about what is fertility, what is longevity, वो सब बताएंगे. And when they tell us all those things, so that gives us greater understanding. Do we get that? और फिर वही वाली बात, sir, is there any book for this? तो book में NCERT भी नहीं पढ़ेंगे. And you are asking this question, no? Abhi you asked me a question. Yash only asked this question. He said, do we have to memorize these definitions? आपके question से भी तो पता चलता है. Did anywhere we see any question that you could memorize word by word the definition of fertility or TFR? No. But that is what attracts you. That is what attracts you, and that is why you will also say. Sir, who is this person? Or who gave this brand line? क्योंकि आपको सिर्फ fact दिखाई देते हैं. So let me remind you of this. Remember, we have brain. Remember, Rogers Ferry. and his experiment. Yes, हमने बताया Rogers Ferry and his experiment. Have I told you? Rogers Ferry and his experiment. Rogers Ferry and his experiment. His patient suffering from epilepsy. Rogers Ferry. No. Rogers Ferry was given Nobel Prize for this. So he was a doctor and he had a patient who was suffering from epilepsy. Epilepsy. What is epilepsy? Anyone knows? Anyone knows what is epilepsy? Epilepsy is what disease? Epilepsy. Public को epilepsy नहीं पता है. Epilepsy is not forgetfulness. It is about fits. Get that? You get fits. What are fits, sir? Fits बोले तो मिर्गी का दौरा. Your body starts shuddering, jolting helplessly. You are getting those fits, jerky movements of the body. आपने देखा होगा movies में, sometimes you see a person falls down and he's shaking like this violently. That is called fits. So I remember, when I was joining in the Navy, so there was this medical form, and we had to write that, and there it was written, do you suffer from epilepsy? Do you suffer from epilepsy? So there was this option, column, yes or no. So in Navy you are supposed to be very clear on this. Epileptic patients cannot go on ships. So I was looking at this. So there was this guy who was standing next to me. He was also trying to fill up the form, and many of you don't know the meaning of epilepsy. So I ticked mark no. Yes, I knew epilepsy. So this fellow was standing next to me. He said, "Ika hai." So he was from Hindi medium. He did not know epilepsy. As it is, many of you non-Hindi people also don't know it. I said, "आपको epilepsy है? Epilepsy? बोलो क्या होता है?" I said, "आपको fits पड़ते हैं क्या?" So that's what I could think of. मुझे नहीं पता था कि वो जानते नहीं जानते. So I asked him, "Do you suffer from fits?" हाँ, हम तो शुरू से फिट हैं सर. ले लीजिए. अरे वो वाला फिट नहीं कह रहे हैं. So I had to explain him. मिर्गी का दौरा पड़े हैं क्या? वो तो कभी नहीं ना पड़ा है. तो काहे यस कर दिए? नो करिए. Do you get that? So that is about fits. Helplessly your body will start jolting. I'm sure you have looked at that. So आप अगर शुरू से फिट हैं, that does not mean कि आपको epilepsy है. So Rogers Ferry had a patient. Everyone, Rogers Ferry had a patient, and this patient was suffering from epilepsy. You get that? So he came to Rogers Ferry and he said, "Please help me. So tell me, which doctors will cure epilepsy? Which branch of medicine will be looking into epilepsy? Quickly, everyone. Which branch of medicine? Neuro. So he's a brain scientist. He's a brain scientist. So that time there was no cure for epilepsy. That time there was no cure for epilepsy. Yes. So Rogers Ferry said that I don't know what to do, but we can do one thing. We can do fMRI. So have you heard of MRI? There is something called as functional MRI. MRI is scanning your brain. Functional MRI is scanning your brain when you are conscious. So he said, okay, let me put all these probes, and next time when you suffer from epilepsy, we will get to know what is happening in your brain. So this is the fellow who is very sad with epilepsy. And then when he had that attack of epilepsy, Rogers Ferry could see cut. This area got activated. Neurons. Remember the brain cells are called neurons? Neurons got activated in this area. Is everyone with me on this? Yes. I'm talking about this. I'm going away from geography. Give me 5 minutes to tell you why Yash is asking such questions. Why I cannot make any change in some students asking only factual things and going zero on the concepts. So neurons. So the patient said, "Doctor, did you get to know what is happening?" He said, "Yeah, I got to know that there are like thousands of neurons in the middle of your brain which get activated." He said, "Okay, doctor, please cure it." He said, "Unfortunately, we don't have any cure." He said, "Come on, you were monitoring me." He said, "Well, I just wanted to know what is happening to your brain. Now I know this part of your brain gets activated." He said, "But there must be a cure." He said, "There is no cure. We've not tried it. The only thing that we can think of is that if we cut off these thousands of neurons, if we chop them off, then maybe something happens. But that is a medical blunder. We really don't know what will be the consequences. Nobody has ever tried it. So would you want to get it chopped? If you were in a situation like this, would you allow anyone to cut these neurons, thousands of neurons of your brain? You have no clue. Will you allow it to be cut?" So this patient said, "Doctor, you don't know what my situation is. I want you to take some chance. Please chop it off." Rogers Ferry said, "Are you mad? We don't even know what will happen." Yes. He says, "I'm okay." You don't find many people like this. Rogers Ferry immediately called all doctors. They said, "One bakra is here, one fool is here. He wants me to go ahead with it. Bhai log, medical ethics, should I go ahead or not?" Yes. They said, "Well, if the guy is okay, well, for the name of science and development, let us get an undertaking signed by him that we are not responsible." Yes or no? This guy signed. Everything happened. And Rogers Ferry removed this part. Okay, that? Ab to ho gaya. Job is done. Now what happens? Next thing is interesting. So this guy got relieved with epilepsy to a large extent, but there was a problem. Suppose somebody takes a stone and throws at you. What will be your response? Your response will be like this, yes or no? Natural reflex. You will go like this. Somebody is throwing at you. So if some stone is coming from this direction, this person's hand will move, but not in this direction where the stone is coming from, some other direction. So if you throw a stone at his face from this direction, the stone will hit his face, but his hands will go in that direction. So nature, brain is working. Brain is telling you to raise your hands, but not in the direction. So what has happened? Follow me saying why? Follow me, you played with the motherboard. Yes or no? Can I say this is the computer motherboard? You have played with the circuit. Circuit has changed. So his motor responses. Remember, in our brain, the area that is for different things, that is called cortex. This is motor cortex, which decides your movement. This can be sensory cortex, which decides your sense, hot, cold, taste cortex, smell cortex. Do you know that little bit of brain I'm telling you? Now what happened is that this man's hand-eye coordination is out. But well, he has given an undertaking. Can it be challenged now? Job done. Okay? Rogers Ferry continued his research. Rogers Ferry continued his research after this, and to his surprise, he revealed to the world that we human beings do not have one brain. We have two brains. We have two brains, and what he had accidentally cut was the link between the two brains. Do you get that? So, we don't have one brain, we have two brains, and Rogers Ferry had chopped off the link between the two brains. Big problem. Yes or no? Nothing can be done about it. Can we stitch it back? It's gone. Okay? Rogers Ferry continued his research, and he called this brain as the right brain, which is on your right side, this brain as the left brain, which is on your left side. Your right brain controls your left. Your right brain controls the left of your body, and the left brain controls the right of your body. Is everyone okay? I'm sure you would have heard something about it. I'm about to connect something about your what kind of a person you are with this your brain. Okay. So everyone in this class, if I say how many of you are right-handed, most of you are right-handed, I just want to know who is left-handed in this class. How many of you are left-handed? Sort of one person. How many of you are left-handed? People who are listening to me, even if you are listening to me in recording. Important, I'm talking about that. Please take that. Only one person till now, left-handed. Sort of, are you only left-handed or are you ambidextrous that you can use left and right both? Sort of, are you left-handed or you are ambidextrous? You can use left and right both. So I want to tell you, Saurabh's answer is that I can use both my hands, left and right. Get that? Most of you are right-handers. Most of you who are right-handers, take a paper ball and try to throw it in the dustbin with your left hand. Your left hand is so weak. Writing from that is a very different thing. You don't use it at all. Your left hand is generally weak. We all are right-handed people. And which brain is controlling us? Everyone. Which brain controls us? If we are right-handed, left brain. So human race. Which brain is dominant? Left brain. God is biased towards which brain? Left brain. So I can write with both my hands, but left is more strong. Yes, Saurabh, I understand. So I want to tell you, Amitabh Bachchan is a left-handed. Yes, sir? Get that? Sachin Tendulkar is a right-handed batsman or left-handed batsman? Left-hand. Get that? They are right-handed batsmen, but their left was there. So now what happens is when a child is born with a left-handed ability, the parents immediately declare it as a defective piece. Yes, sir? So they'll do whatever. No, don't go by left. Try your right. And that boy becomes ambidextrous, both boy or girl. They are generally able to use both of them. Get that? Anyway, sir, what has this got to do with us? Well, I want to tell you something very, very different and different. So nature is biased towards what? Left brainers. Right brainers, can I call them as exceptions? If not errors, should I call them as errors? No. So everyone, let us go a step further now. Left brain and right brain, what is the difference between them? Left brain and right brain. Now you must be wondering that it's a population geography. Well, that's what I'm saying. In population geography, left brainers are going to listen to all the lectures and textbook in a different way. Right brainers are going to look at it very, very different. Yes. तो जब भी मैं किसी और के सामने कुछ खाता तो बहुत से लोग बोलते थे why left only? That's okay. I'm saying left-handed generally, like you are not with the other people, so you are an exception. So people will have questions. So everyone, please pay attention. Left brain is the survival brain. That is why nature has selected left brain. Left brain helps you in surviving. It is fight and flight brain. Do we get that? So let me tell you. So if you see a dog on the road, if you see a stray dog on the road, and it starts barking at you, what will you do? What will you do? If a stray dog barks at you, what will you do? If a stray dog runs at you and starts barking, what will you do? You will run. Or you will pick up a stone. You will pick up a stone or something, or you will try to shout out, yes or no? Vedi is saying, I'll generally change my route. I will not come in that. So either you will fight or you will flight. Yes or no? When will you fight? When you see that the dog is tiny, chota sa dog hai. Yes or no? When the dog is ferocious, bada hai, then your action will change. Yes or no? True. Survival brain. If a tiger comes in front of you, what should you do? If a tiger comes in front of you, what should you do? Run, escape. True? Perfect. If possible, run. Whatever, save yourself. Yes or no? Right brain is not about survival. Right brain is about live life king size, if I may write that. If a tiger comes to you, you are immediately struck with the fact that tigers are endangered. There are very few left, and you will feel like going for a selfie with it. Maybe it's your last selfie, that's okay, but जाओगे आप. Live life, ये no fear है. This fellow is no fear. So now tell me who will survive? Survival of the fittest, Darwin. Which one will survive? Which species will survive? Left brain will survive. Right brainer जितने थे वो सब इतिहास हो गए. Do we get that? Left brain has the killer instinct. Killer instinct. If to save your life, if you have to kill someone, how many of you can say yes to save your life? Yes. How many of you say no, sir? No matter what, I cannot. No matter, I cannot. They cannot kill. They don't have a killer instinct. They cannot kill. They live. They coexist. Yes or no? They are of the view that the cow and the tiger will drink water from the same pond. How is it possible? They're thinking like that. Yes or no? They see what is explicit. They see what is explicit and what is text. Okay? So the teacher is scolding you. You have not done your homework. Left brainer. They feel insulted. They feel that the teacher is using such harsh words. Why is he pushing me to that? Right brainers. Implicit. Context. Left brainers have this competition spirit in them. They are good at mathematics and science. Mathematics, science. These people are into humanities. These people are into philosophy. They are experts at reproduction and memorization. They are rote memorizers. They can do that. These people are into creativity, originality. Get that? Left and right. Who's going to survive in a world today? Who has chances of better survival in the world today? Today's world, who has a better chance of survival? The world, the real world that we live in. Which brain will our Indian society approve of? Survive. You should have the killer instinct. If somebody is saying you this, then understand he means that. Don't think what is the mood. Yes or no? Mathematics and science. You should have technology. Jitna technology use karna karo. This one has empathy and sympathy. Empathy and sympathy. Morality. This is about self-preservation and growth. Do we get that? So God created both, but nature selected which one? Left brainers are supposed to survive more. Do you get that? Do we get that? Most of us are left brainers. Now tell me everyone, one more thing. Indian society right from the childhood is pushing children towards being what? Theatre, drama, or doctor, engineer? Doctor, engineer, very clearly left brain. Very, very clearly left brain. Do you get that? Now, sir, why are we talking? This is a class on population. Left brain is about fact and data. Right brain is about concepts and generalization. You give a newspaper to a left brainer, he will collect all the data. A right brainer will ignore all the data. He will just look at the trends. He will use data to come to a generalization. Honestly, tell me, have you come across people in your life? Who spend very less time in front of books and text material and got much more marks compared to many who were constantly sitting in front of the books, mugging up, but not scoring high? True or not? So I don't give my examples from some theory and all those things. I give my real examples. I have tested this in the world. Left brain, right brain. These people come to us. Left brainers come to us. Sir, please tell us the book and the notes. Guarantee we will mug it up. As it is, chhap kya dunga. These people, you will not find them. They would look at multiple sources. They would like to listen to others' views and relate and correlate. People come to me anyways in an open session, and they will say, sir, how to think and link? How to think and link paper 1 with paper 2? Right brain. True. And I'm going to write one very important thing. Please look at this. I'm going to write a very, very important thing. Please look at this. Left brain is masculine brain. Right brain is feminine brain. You will relate to the traits you will relate to the traits of right brain more to females. They say that women don't take quick decisions. They are not good managers. इनको decision नहीं होता. They are indecisive. Trust me, women take more balanced decisions. Men take impulsive decisions. They make mistakes and they are willing to correct that. And at times, not even able to correct that. A woman thinks twice, thrice. She thinks about herself, her elders, as well as her children. उस चक्कर में बहुत time ले लेती है. A woman is full of creativity, empathy, and sympathy. No, sir. Is it all women? No, no, no. There are women with high left brain component also. You will see a man in a woman's body there. And is it possible or not? Is it possible in public life also? You will see, find many women who behave more like men and many men who behave more like women. So let's not get into that. Let's not get into that. If in your family, Papa is more caring like Mama and Mama is more dominating like Papa, it can be something. I'm not going in the gender part of it. I'm just telling you that every human being is like that. Left brainers are into self-preservation. They will really not go for dangerous sports. ये बहुत आसानी से dangerous sports में नहीं जाएंगे. Dangerous sports, they will not go. Left brainers are not very into, like they would immediately jump into, substance abuse. They will not, they know भाई इससे मर जाएंगे. Right brainer is like, okay, if I mix this with this with this, और फिर एक कश लगाता हूँ, तब क्या होगा? One is okay, but if I mix 4 5, तब क्या? Yes. So if you've seen people going for bungee jump, you tie a rope on your leg and you jump. Yes. So if you go to the bungee jump place, you will find many people when they reach up on the top, they don't want to jump. Looking down, they say, "ना भाई, मैं नहीं कूद रहा." They will, lie down, crawl over there. "ना भाई, मुझे नहीं." लात मार के गिराना पड़ता है. To push them. Even that happens in people going for skydiving. They go on the aeroplane. Now they're asked to jump. Bhai, nahi. Left brain. A right brainer, when he reaches for bungee jumping, his question is, do I have to tie the rope? Is it essential to tie the rope? Is it possible that I jump? And it is because of these right brainers, I want to tell you, now there are places in the world where you do a bungee jumping without a rope. So how is it possible? Well, there's a magnetic field niche. So you will be hanging in air. Apni chance lena aapke upar. You will jump without a rope, you will come down, and there is a magnetic field down there. You have magnetic material. But imagine if that magnetic field, remember electromagnetic, the switch is off, tab tum karke niche aayega. True or not? Right brainers, you can understand, they live life dangerously. Ye marenge ke nahi marenge? Ekdam saaf ho jata hai. True. But I want to tell you the great things that have happened, the most creative things that have happened. They were all done by right brainers. Left brainers are exactly, they can copy paste, they can reverse engineer and give you the perfect piece. Right brainers are the ones who can create new things. True. So, if I am teaching you population geography, how will the left brainer process it? So, do I have to mug up the definitions? So, who gave the brand line? Yes or no? And right brainer, what will he do? Right brainer would say, okay, let me look at this. Okay, forget brand line. Yeah, let's go to the next level. वो brand line से अपना नया लेकर आएगा. True. So, I want to tell you that there are many people who are not clearing prelims. State PCS is a lot left brain. UPSC is a lot right brain. So people who are good at mugging up, SSC nikal jayega. SSC will come out with a left brain. When it comes to UPSC, what you've read, you have to think and link and connect. Do you understand what is the difference? Why a teacher cannot make a difference unless the student knows about this. No teacher is talking about this. Sir, how will talking make me help? If I'm left brainer, I'm left brainer. If I'm right, I'm right. Yes or no? So I want to tell you, God did not discriminate. God has given us both. Your mobile has got many features. Many of those features you are not using. True or not? There are multiple features in your mobile, but you are not using many of them. True? Am I correct? So that doesn't mean your mobile is bad. So what do you have? You have both left and right. Left brainers need to bring that right thing. Right brainers since childhood, no, they have been getting the beating. Hey, left se likhta hai, dono karo. Do we get that? Have you heard of Lord Shiva, Bhagwan Shiva, Ardhanarishwar Avatar? So think about it. When people come and say, open the doors of Taj Mahal, the Murti and all that, I really want to tell you, Hindu mythology has got very, very deep meanings. We are talking about Ardhanarishwar Avatar, where Shiv and Shakti both are in one. Lord Shiv has got half male and half female. All of us have the Lord Shiv in us. Both of us have it. There is a woman inside you, there is a man inside you. Which one have you supported? There is a fact brain in your mind, there is a process brain in your mind. Why are you driven only by one kind of brain? True. Be aware. If you're caught in the facts, that is just one part of the story. Teachers who are giving interesting facts and giving you memories, formulas. Memory and formula is right brain. Usme bhi they do it so mechanically. Okay. If I want, I can cause a fight in your brains. Abhi ek fight bhi karwa sakta hu main. I don't know whether we are able to upload the image file or not. Give me a minute. Let me see if I can add a file, image file or not. Okay, everyone. So now you're going to get a list of words coming in front of you. They are the names of the colors. Do you know about red color? Do you know about yellow? Yes. Do you know about blue? Do you know about cyan? What is cyan color? Generally, like boys don't know much about colors. Cyan is light blue. Sky blue? Is it okay? Purple and all that. So now a list is going to come. Everyone, I cannot check you. Can I check you? No, I cannot check you. You are at your home. You have to shout out. You have to shout out in your study room that word. Do we get that? Magenta is dark pink. Okay, magenta. Magenta is, I think this is purple. A lighter shade of purple is magenta. Get that? Is everyone okay? Now, everyone, I have written this. What have I written just now? What have I written just now, everyone? Sir, you've written red, but you will not shout it red. You are going to shout it as green. Why green, sir? Because I've written it in green color. So you have to shout out the color, not what is written. Is everyone okay? With full speed. Is everyone okay? This is a famous psychometric test. This is called the Stroop test. So I am giving you a Stroop test just to check whether your left and right brain is sync or not. So please shout it and at a very fast speed. Is everyone okay? You're not going to read what is written. You are going to shout the name of the color. Is everyone okay? Do I start? Okay, the slide comes in front of you. Yellow, red, magenta, magenta, red, magenta, green, yellow, green, green, red. Correct? You are to reading it. Don't read it. Okay, done. So let me read it. Red, blue, magenta, black, red, magenta, black, cyan, black. So if you are reading like me, you have failed. You have failed. If you are reading it like me, you have failed. If you are going like this, yellow, red, magenta, magenta, red, magenta, green, yellow, green, you are just reading it. If you are reading it red, blue, magenta, black, red, black, green, sorry. Are you seeing that we are caught? So what is the left brain doing? Left brain is reading the text. Right brain, what is it doing? Right brain is reading the color. Is there a fight happening or not? True or not? Your left brain tells you that your preparation is weak, your poor preparation for prelims. You lose confidence because of that. And you are sure that I will fail. Yes or no? Depression. Right brain is, hello, I know I'm not prepared, but I know I'm lucky. Maybe the examiner sets an easy paper. Maybe on that day the whole world dies. Others will perform poorly. मैं तो ऐसे ही जाऊंगा. Bindas, you will never find these people tense about anything. Any situation. And he left brain, oh my god, this has happened. Now the country is going into recession. The jobs are also going. The economic status is also going down. क्या करें यार? Let me save the money. And right वाला क्या करेगा? यार, when we are as it is, the economy is going down. Let me try buying a lottery ticket. काम करने से कुछ नहीं होता. This is what a right brainer is. True or not? And I really want to tell you, yesterday a girl asked me, she's having her interview today. She said, sir, the last question they generally ask some of the boards, that what if you had to ask one question from the board, what will you ask? So now that girl has no answer because she's thinking only left brain. True or not? आप क्या पूछोगे? आप कुछ पर्सनल भी पूछ सकते हो वैसे वैसे. You can ask the board, sir, when I become IAS, I would be looking for a girl to marry. Do you have a daughter? ऐसा पूछ सकते हो. Sir, क्या बात कर? Only a right brainer can do that. Only a right brainer can do that. Left brainer कभी नहीं करेगा. Left brainer is always tormented by his boss. So why did you come for civil services? ये जो boss है ना यार, ये मुझे जीने नहीं देता. Job and boss. Right brainer, he has found all the stunts. उसका boss उससे हमेशा happy रहता है, कुछ काम करे नहीं करे. I don't want to lose this guy. True or not? एक बार फिर से करें. One more exercise. Are you willing to do one more exercise? Left brain, right brain. So, but population geography, where did it go? I'm saying, what's the point of teaching you anything? Everyone is listening to me. If you are a left brainer, bachcho, mains is about right brain. Do you get the message? Teacher after teacher, we are mugging up and things are happening. Okay, put your fingers like this. Everyone, can you put your fingers like this? With me on this? Yes? Can you start moving your hands like this? Circles? Can you see both your hands are going away from your face? Both your hands, one by one, they are going away from your face. Is everyone okay? Can you reverse it? Let the hand come to your nose again and again. Can you reverse it, everyone? And can you do it fast? This ways and this ways. Everyone done? Anyone who's not able to do it? Everyone can do that? Your hands? Okay, now comes the game. This hand should go like this and that hand should come back. One hand should go like this, other hand at the same time. One hand to go like this, away from your nose, other hand to come simultaneously close to your nose. By now, some of you, your tongue would have come out. By now, you would have tilted like this and many things happening. And some of you are doing like this only. वो same ही कर रहा है जो पहले कर रहा था. You're not seeing that this hand should go like this and that hand should come back. नहीं हो पाएगा. Slowly, you have to do that. You can see both my hands are going in a different way. After a lot of practice, I have learned this. My wife is very jealous that I'm able to do it. She is not able to do it. And I also want to tell you, I'm only able to do it with this. If you ask me to reverse the situation, even I'm stuck. True. Because one hand is controlled by this brain and this hand is controlled by this brain. What I'm talking about is core biology. Biology and neurology. So do you understand why different results are coming with different students? Is everyone with me? Do you understand why people are preparing in a different manner? Why some people are caught only in facts? No matter what your teacher has been teaching, your question is always what? Sir, will the facts, how will I memorize? A left brainer will always be like that. A left brainer will always save himself. Yes or no? Shivam says, I'm confused, I am left or right. Shivam, what hand do you write with? आप लेफ्ट से भी क्लास के नोट्स लिख के देख लो. So you are a right hander, you are a left brainer then. There is no doubt about that. You go and do bowling. Which hand do you use to bowl? Shivam is saying, but I possess so many qualities of the right. Shivam, I said, everyone possesses the quality of the right. Everyone possesses the quality of left. I said, you are whole and complete. You are whole and complete. I'm saying, let's bring them together. Prelims, more of facts, mains, a lot of right brain and left brain. And what we are looking at, interviews, absolute right brain. Both brain are linked. I told you link is always there. Link was always there. The brain link was always there. The problem and the solution is that you have both the brains. So everyone, at times, my wife is very angry with me. She said, how dare you say this to me? How dare you say this word to me? You're my husband. How can you say that? I said, no, you don't understand. I was in this situation and it was because. She said, I'm tired of your because. How can you tell me because? Don't you see that you said this word? True or not? Tell me, many of your relations, are they stuck because of a word? Somebody said that to you. A behavior, somebody did that to you. That's what explicit left brain takes. True or not? Right brain starts understanding why that was said. And right brain is about forgiveness. Left cannot forgive you. Oh, come on, how can this fellow be? He was my enemy. How can I support him? Impossible. Ho hi nahi sakta. True, everyone. Are you with me? So I'm sorry that I took the class in this direction. But do you understand, when I teach you people with these ideas, I'm taking you to develop your right brain. When I give you homeworks, I don't want you to blindly copy things. I want you to think, relate, and think about that. Think about that. I also want you to realize to clear not only UPSC examination, the exam that life is throwing at us. Winning an IPL match is not just about good batting and bowling. It is about the psychology, yes or no? That psychology is your right brain. You want to clear this examination, it is your right brain. You give a Hindu newspaper to someone in your family, to give it to 2-3 people in your family, they will have a different processing depending upon which brain their brain has developed more through their activities. As an exercise, I would strongly recommend that you start from today itself doing some basic jobs of your body with left hand. Shuru kare. Certain things that if you're picking up something, you're throwing something in the dustbin, use your left hand more. Koi dikkat nahi. Exercise your right brain. Do we get that? And again, saying you want to clear this examination, keep both of them handy. The good thing is, by God's grace, all of us have both the brains. And imagine what did Sperry do? Sperry short-circuited it. Imagine, not short-circuited, removed the circuit. Nothing can be done about it. But Sperry got a Nobel Prize for this, for discovering two brains. And I want to tell you, so many things in the world are being explained and solved by this two-brain theory. I don't know, nobody ever taught you or told you about that. Today I've told you. So next time, when you hear some word and you want to react, take your time. When they say no, don't react, because your right brain has to come into action. Why did it happen? Is everyone okay? This is what news media is doing today. News media will quote people. They will quote the word out of context. Yes or no? Will they quote the word out of context and distort the news? That is left brain. Tell me, the world order today, the rich and powerful countries, are they operating left brain or not? Are they just thinking of their own self-preservation? True or not? Because of a left brain, are people on roads in Sri Lanka? Yes or no? If we say Nehru, Gandhi, Subhash Chandra Bose, Sardar Patel, they were the nation builders. Nation builders will not divide the nation on communal lines. Right brainers will not make communities fight. Left brainers will make it happen. On communal lines, caste lines, religion lines, America for Americans, left brain, only for that. You challenge them, they will hit back at you. Masculine trait. You cannot question them. Shivam says, sir, by this information, I got an answer from my childhood question that why some teachers focus more on such type of mind-boggling tricks. As a child, I thought that why he is not teaching what is in the books, obviously. And trust me, effortlessly, you learn a thing for life. those teachers, I think the best teachers you've come across, they did not teach you much. They did not teach you in many years. They just met you for 2, 3, 4 months, and they left you with something very, very important that you would have remembered or imbibed for life. Am I correct or not? You still are reminded of those teachers. उसने कुछ किया था यार. Something happened. It totally changed me, my understanding of, say, mathematics, chemistry, history, answer writing, going for the test, sports. Everything changed just because of that thing. He did not even push me for something. कुछ ऐसा किया और हो गया. I want to tell you, very rarely you will find teachers who are right brains. Left brains are very common. They will keep on giving you data and giving you more data and giving you more techniques to memorize. Yes, sir. True. So that's what I'm saying. I'm not looking at what happened in the past, who was a good teacher or who's not a good teacher. My whole question here is, as a learner, do you realize that you have both the things, left and right brain? Use them. Is everyone okay? So, if your right brain is strong enough, no, data will not torment you. True. Can I say, everyone, can I say right brain is superior than left brain? Can I say that, everyone? Can I say right brain is superior than left brain? So all people were saying yes. My answer is no. Right brain is not superior than left brain. Left brain is needed. If you are alive, then only right brain will happen. If you have food in your stomach, then only there will be philosophy in your mind. Yes or no? भूखे पेट भजन नहीं होता है. Left brain is for survival. That is why God also, nature also selected the left brainers. वो जिंदा है. They will be there. Remember Berenius. Special geography versus general geography. क्या बात कर रहे हो सर? ये तो वही है. Special versus general or systematic geography. True or not? He was not talking left brain, right brain. Special geography, left brain collects all data, empirical data, one after the other. Right brain turns it into laws. Falling of apples. In your head, left brain, run away from that. But right brain, Newton stays there and he starts thinking, why is this apple falling on my head? And he gets that there must be a force pulling it down, and then he comes to something called as the force of gravity. Amazing things, amazing things. I'm sure you also have had those eureka moments in your life where your Mentos moment, that is the right brain moment. But please do not be foolish or fooled into that right brain is better than left brain. Both are needed. Both are needed. Do we get that? Sadly, teachers with left brain are so. I said no. Masculine is very loud. Media is very loud. They think louder they speak about wrong things, they will be accepted. So left brain teacher will say, "मेरे notes इसी से pass होगा. यही लिख कर आना. Write these only, then only you'll pass." That's an absolute left brain statement. Do we get that? And because of those left brain statements and left brain followers, sorry sir, यही तो चाहिए था. Thank you sir. एकदम alignment हो जाता है and marriage made in heaven. Two left brainers. A right brainer will question, why not? Why I don't have the freedom? So recently I had this boy who went to attend some popular essay class. He said he was telling me steps like this. It was so mechanical. I felt like puking, sir. I left that class. He's already selected. He said that was nonsense, sir. It's just marketed that you have to do this mechanically. Essay is about writing. The question itself is so creative. This year's essay topics were so creative. You can't just write ready-made things. Left brain loves ready-made things. Right brainer is not into ready-made things. Right brainer is into tailor-made things. What I need. My problem is this. I want this solution. Left brainer, okay, do I have to mug up the whole dictionary? Okay, I will mug up the whole dictionary. God, please make me IAS officer. Right brainer, okay, these many terms, if I mug up these definitions, I will use them. But if not, then I'll leave it also. I'll create my own definition over there. Do we get that? So I hope you understand, and let me go to the next topic for the day. Given easily, I spent around 40 minutes telling you this. I really think that a teacher's responsibility to tell the students what latent capabilities they have, and if they are not using them, inviting them to use them. Okay? Understand what is the block. How did you do your engineering? Aren't the engineering courses in India more left brain? Yes or no? Why engineering? All your graduation courses, you do it in one night only, no? You just clear the examination, all the mark sheet. We are thinking only left brain. In fact, in India, even PhD is done with a left brain mindset. True or not? PhD is also not even creative. Today, around 8 billion people live in the world. Diverse population that inhabit the world is unevenly distributed. It's unevenly distributed. They are concentrated in few parts, particularly coastal areas and floodplains. Remember, I told you 4 major areas are there, 10 minor clusters are there. Africa, this thing. So if I look at like where people prefer, so I want to give you a 20% rule. Okay, 20% rule to explain the non-uniform distribution. 20% law to explain the non-uniform distribution. Will you remember that? Twenty percent of the world is too cold to live. Do you know which areas am I talking about? Which areas am I talking about? Can I say the frigid areas? So less number of people, less size, and can I also say density of population would be low? If people are living, so who lives in the polar areas? Who lives in the polar areas? Sir, southern hemisphere nobody lives, sir. Antarctica only penguins live. Northern hemisphere they tell us Eskimos. Yes, Yakuts. Heard of that? Samoyeds. कहाँ पर पढ़ाया है मैंने? We are doing population geography, no? Gicilion, polar areas. Yes. Okay. So what is this? Your right brain will tell you, hello. I remember. I'm connecting that. 20% is too hot and arid to live. Am I talking about the deserts of the world? Hot deserts generally, not the cold deserts. Not Tibet. Tibet is not there. So can I say cold and dry to live? Can I put here cold deserts also? Hot deserts में कौन है? Remember Bedouins? Heard of Bedouins? The Tuaregs, the Fulanis. Can I say no? Masais, Tuaregs, Fulanis. Again, you see that 20% is too forested and humid to live. Equatorial rainforest. True or not? Remember the shifting cultivation belt? Jhum, मिल्पा, चेना, ऐसे कुछ नाम है शिफ्टिंग कल्टीवेशन के नाम? जूम, मिल्पा, चेना, तामराई. Sir, I've never heard of these names. है जिसलिए नाम दिए कि नहीं दिए? I'm sure they would have given these names. Perfect. So too hot, too cold, too forested, too mountainous to live. Yes. Can I say 80% is too difficult to live? How much is left? 20%. Is this 20% heaven? Well, 20% is too populated to live. True or not? I want to tell you that in the world, 60% of world is non-ecumene. Ecumene means living space. 60% of the world is non-livable. World 60% is non-livable. If people are living, they are living in small clusters, low population density, they are just surviving because of some resource over there. Yes or no? To Australia, not living, not worth living. So many Indians want to migrate to Canada. Yes or no? Urta Punjab. People reach Canada, look at YouTube flooded with so many videos. What are the problems with Canada? Surviving in Canada, big challenge. But Indians reach everywhere. I know of Indians who are doing business in Russia also. Moscow में जाकर क्या बना रहा है? अंडा बना रहा है, अंडा रोल बना रहा है. Survive है, क्या टेंशन? Indians can survive anywhere. But the fact is that does not mean that there is too much of population. So where are people living? Where are people living? People are mostly concentrated where? In the floodplains of the major river system or in the coastal areas. Do we understand? Yesterday I gave you the idea of rimland settlement, which is happening. Rimland settlement, which is happening. So what we are doing is we are trying to think and link about things so that when we are understanding all the situation, we can deal with it strongly. Okay, आगे बढ़ते हैं. Remember this J curve? ऐसे चलते 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 यहाँ पर एक आया 10,000 years ago. Amazing transformation. Then here technological transformation. These black deaths are to do with epidemics. और ये J curve which has happened. So look at this map. This map you already know how to draw it. Can you see the clusters? One cluster. Second cluster. Third cluster. And the fourth cluster. Is everyone okay? Can you see empty? Can you see empty? Can you see empty? Too cold, too mountainous, too forested to live. Desert. Australia is desert. Australia where people live only in cities. If a question comes, do you have a broad understanding about things or not? बहुत ही clearly दिखाई देता है. There is nothing about that. And this darkness tells us the world's population per square kilometer. Population density. Population density of the world is constantly increasing. It is about total population by area. Remember, world's area is constant. And what is happening to the population? Population is constantly increasing. So what is happening to the density? High. So where will be the most dense population in the world? Answer would be Asia. Asia. Within Asia, South Asia. And this also, the only place which is having such a huge population away from the coast, this is such a big exception in the world, is North Indian plain, the Gangetic plains. Is everyone with me on this? You can see this is happening. Another way of showing you the density. Look at Africa. Countries vary so greatly in size. National population totals tell us about crowding. Can you see who's crowded? Everyone. Where is crowding? Entire South Asia is crowded, right? Entire South Asia is crowded. East Asia. East Asia. Remember that island, famous island, Java Island? Crowded. Nigeria. Crowded. Horn of Africa, Ethiopia. Crowded. इधर कौन crowded है? Mexico City crowded. US में तो मतलब खत्म है यार, जो थोड़ा बहुत इधर आया है. And Western Europe, you can see थोड़ा बहुत है population. Compared to us, they are nothing. And they tell us to reduce our emissions. And why are they asking us to reduce our emissions? Because our contributions is very high. Please understand, our per capita will always be low. But we are so many. एक साथ जब सांस लेते हैं, early in the morning, if people go for Baba's morning walk, बाबा कहते हैं ना सुबह सुबह fresh air खींचो. अबे सारी खींच लोगे, बचेगा क्या दिन के लिए? Yes. So if Indians decide to eat wheat, दुनिया में wheat shortage कर देंगे. If we decide to eat banana shortage, जो कहोगे shortage कर सकते हैं. We are that big a thing. That is why India is seen as a huge market. Everyone, can you see that? यूरोप को बेचना है, कहाँ बेचेगा? India. And Indian leaders are fooling them. I'm saying if we are a market, give us the ability to purchase. True or not? सब खाली. और इतने सारे लोगों को एक साथ, you make them a crowd and tell them that you belong to this caste, you belong to this religion, you belong to this region, and this is your language. If somebody questions that, tell him who you are. Message should go loud and clear. Anyway, is it crime against humanity if you fracture this country, fracture a country like India? Very, very difficult. And that is why in India, getting a consensus is also very difficult. इतने सारे लोग हैं, इतने views हैं, getting a consensus is very difficult. So what do the politicians do? They rake up issues which will have, mass appeal. Real issues later आएगा. Every place has different real issues, no? Job, employment, those are different things. You bring in the mass things. It is going to be the mass terrors being served to us. And the media is also supposed to be an instrument on that. True? Think about it. Same is China. You can see compared to China, अपना और भी ज़्यादा dense. जितना सोचता हूँ उतना dense निकल गया. सोचो अफ्रीका में ये dense area क्या है? Can anyone explain what is this dense area in Africa? Egypt, Nile, as I told you. Here, what is it? The cities. Remember Buenos Aires. This is the California region of USA. This is the northeast seaboard region. So this is population density. Asia is the most populous and densely populated. Therefore, not surprising, 7 out of the top 10 densely populated countries are on this continent. However, most densely populated country, Monaco. So Monaco is the most densely populated country in the world. It is in Europe. But the fact is, Monaco is a tiny little country. बहुत से लोगों ने तो मैप पे देखा भी नहीं होगा Monaco. You know only Monaco biscuits. True or not? So your homework, find Europe, Western Europe, where is Monaco? True. Singapore is a very, very small city state. Bahrain is a city state. Maldives is a city state. Malta, अगर आप island गए हो तो आधा मतलब उस Malta में तो मतलब शुरू करो morning में evening में खत्म हो जाता है. It's such a beautiful island, Malta. But a country which is big in size and should be there is Bangladesh. Bangladesh is, in serious sense, the most crowded nation. Now tell me, is Bangladesh very close to sea level? Is it very prone to cyclones? Yes or no? Disasters and a huge population. Bigger disaster in making or not? Big challenge. Big challenge. And is it because of Hindu-Muslim? No, it is because of the history of it. Remember, even the Britishers started with Kolkata. They came to Bengal first. So Bengal has a huge history. The fertile delta has a huge history. That is why things are happening the way they are happening. Sparsely populated countries. So what are the sparsely populated countries? Mongolia. 2 ही लोग मिलेंगे per square kilometer. Namibia. Remember that cold desert. Australia. Imagine such a huge continent. And Australia has a population of Delhi. Delhi has more population than Australia. So to Delhi कितना area है? And this Australia is a continent bigger than Europe. Iceland, I understand. Suriname. True. So that's what we're talking about. I hope you understood about this also. So I end all the trends of population with a homework that you will be completing. Not just the tables, and this time make the map also. And if needed, some general statements we बनाएंगे. करके आएंगे. Everyone, are you with me on this? Will you do that? Can I expect you to do that? True. Everyone comfortable with this? So if you are comfortable, then we can go further and we can think further. So what should I think further? Theories of population growth. So what are the theories of population growth? So theories are, like some broad understanding of what may be the reason, a generalization behind why the population is the way it is. Do we get that? So everyone, my question to all of you is, uh, do you hear of such ideas? Do you hear of such ideas in news and in family also, that these people are responsible for increasing the population, or this segment the population is declining? इनको ये करना चाहिए, उनको वो करना चाहिए. Do we also get this idea that population growth is happening because of this, and the elders have an advice for the youngster also, इतने बच्चे होने चाहिए आपके. होता है नहीं होता? True. So do you think your parents have a theory of population? Do you think your parents have a theory of population? So many people are saying yes, yes, yes. So I want to remind you something of science. Empirical observations lead to the creation of a hypothesis. Hypothesis is tested, and if correct, it is declared as theory or law. If incorrect, you go back and start the cycle again. True or not? So if you are telling me that your parents have a theory, do you seriously think your parents have a theory, or do they have only a hypothesis? Theory or hypothesis? Your parents have theory. Saurabh, your parents have empirical evidence. उन्होंने टेस्ट किया, किस पे टेस्ट किया? They've not done any theory. There's hypothesis. Can I say not even hypothesis? That's just their viewpoint. Can I say that? And that viewpoint is because of their society and upbringing and what they have heard about it, hearsay. True or not? So can I say everybody has a hypothesis and viewpoint on that, but theories are only few? True. If we say that this religion, this caste, this community is responsible for high growth, some people say poor people have more children, so poor people are responsible for more growth. Somebody said that poverty is breeding population. Possible? Yes or no? Some people say that like we must control the birth forcefully. Some people say no, there should be voluntary measures and all those things. Everything is there. So my question to all of you is that which one do you subscribe to? Which idea do you subscribe to? क्या आपके पास भी एक hypothesis है या नहीं? True. So when we talk of theories of population growth, there is a year 1798 where a famous scholar named Thomas Robert Malthus published his famous essay anonymously called An Essay on the Principle of Population. An essay on principle of population. This year is considered as the birth year of population theories. Before this, what do we have? Pre-Malthus, and these are called post-Malthus times. Pre-Malthus is what? Viewpoints, doctrines, and post-Malthus is, well, specific approach of study to population dynamics. Is everyone okay? Who is Thomas Robert Malthus? He was a professor of political economics. And he was also a priest, Catholic priest. Okay? He was a Catholic priest also. So tension. You are a professor also, and you are deep into religion also. Can it be biased or not? True. So he can be biased, and his views will have the influence of his religious understanding of things. But he gave his theory, and his theory is considered as a milestone in the understanding of population theories. Is everyone okay with this? First of all, I've talked about Malthus. I've not talked much about it. Just telling you, he's a professor of political economics in the East India College, and he is also a priest. Before that, people have views and doctrines. Another category which I want to tell you about is that the population theories can be seen as core theories and peripheral theories. Core theories are based on proper scientific and empirical studies. Peripheral theories are generally views of author, often lacking scientific validation. Is everyone okay? So which one should we be focusing on? Core or periphery? कौन से वाले पे फोकस होना चाहिए जल्दी बताओ. कोर पर करें या पेरिफेरी पर करें? Core should be there. So Malthus theory, I would not consider it as a very what should I say, a very core theory, but it has acquired so much of relevance that any question, any debate on population today, the first thing that comes to the mind of people is population, is Malthus. Do we get that? I also want to tell you that population as a variable should also be seen in terms of, if you remember PRT. What is PRT? ये कहाँ मैंने बताया था PRT? I told you something about PRT. In environment, I told you a theory, PRT. Population, resource, technology. कोई persistence नहीं था. Population, resource, technology. What was the name of the scholar, if you remember that? He said world can be seen as PRT regions. इसी में हमने एक और भी word डाला था. कई लोगों ने इसको affluence देखा. If I look at the economic resources. Yes or no? Who was this person? Edward Ackerman. Yes. So you will find that people who have talked about or who have created these theories, their theories are generally somewhere connected to these variables. Are you with me on this? किन variables से जुड़ा? इसी variable से जुड़ा हुआ. Population, resource, hence. So say for example, I'm talking about resource and affluence. So can I say the economic idea? How many resources you have? True. So I can say, like Russia has more resources than population. True. Japan has more population than its resources, but because it has technology, it is able to make up for that loss also. True. Achha. Technology people can also be about, here we have the critical people who are thinking about that population is not just about a number. It is about resource, who have access to the resource. Is it people's resource or state-owned resource? Remember, Marxism talks about perspective. I'm bringing perspective. Marxism says communist, the state is owning the resources. But capitalism says who has the resources? The capitalist has the resources. So that also brings a change in the understanding of the whole situation. Is everyone with me on this? Are we clear? So this is what I want everyone to understand, so that gradually you are in a position that you can appreciate the population theories. So after the break, we'll talk about two people, Malthus and Bosro. So let's have a break. What's the time? 13:18. 5 minutes break. Okay, 5 minutes break, and then we will start. Everyone, are we back? Okay, let me create the backdrop for Malthus. So we are going to talk about some of the theories about population growth, how that is happening, and how these people believe that it has happened. Is everyone with me on this? Okay. So I want you to imagine a situation. Imagine a situation. The caveman, hunters and gatherers, and a primitive agriculturalist or agriculture or pastoral nomad. A versus B. Whose life is easy? Caveman, hunter, gatherer. His life is easy, or a primitive agriculture pastoral nomad? So again, you're not applying your right brain in this. You're not applying your right brain in that. Don't you see in evolution this came after this? Hunters and gatherers, they were few in number. They did not have food. They were surviving. They were fighting, and there was full chance that they will be killed also. Yes or no? You're still writing A. That shows, like कि हम अपना ऑप्शन वहां पे गलत क्यों करते हैं? Caveman भाई, उसके पास कुछ रहने को नहीं, खाने को नहीं, माना primitive है, but agriculture है, pastoral nomadism तो है. They have pastures, they have जानवर, that is there. Okay. Settled agriculture. Yes. Subsistence or commercial. For subsistence is for self-use, C1. C2 is for selling in the market. Which one is better? So this all was happening. This was happening, and then what happens? Industrial revolution happens. Tell me, is the humanity progressing or not? Is the humanity progressing or not? Can I say there were no laws in this? There was only animal instinct, survival of fittest. True or not? Survival of fittest. Here, primitive society laws. Here, maybe community laws, panchayat, possible. Here, what is it? Industrial revolution happened in cities. There are urban municipal laws. True or not? Think about the level of literacy across these. Will it be the same? Think about the way society would have prospered. Will it be the same, or will the social norms, socio-cultural development, will it keep on increasing or not? Socio-cultural development, will it happen or not? Will it keep on happening? But sir, today urban areas do not have good culture, sir. People want to go back to the nature. So I can understand after this what happened, a stage of decay happened. Urban decay हो गया. But starting में तो अच्छा था ना? Urban decay is happening now. Too much of industrialization, too much of urbanization, unsustainable urbanization. I can understand decay is happening. Is everyone with me? If you have any questions, please ask. True. With me, सब लोग clear है? Is everyone clear about this? Perfect. If you are clear about this. So, have you heard of industrial revolution? यहाँ पर कुछ हुआ, French Revolution. Have you heard of Renaissance? Renaissance movement. Have you heard of Raja Ram Mohan Roy in India and Indian Renaissance movement? Can I say those were socio-cultural reforms also happening? So society is also improving on that. Madhukar says glorious revolution. Madhukar, knowing you, आई एम श्योर कोचिंग का वर्ड है ना, टीचर ने पढ़ाया, हिस्ट्री वाले टीचर ने ग्लोरियस रेवोल्यूशन की खूब ग्लोरी बताई आपकी लाइफ में, perfectly okay. I am able to catch the points which are left brain points. Do we get that? I hope you are getting that humanity is growing in population. Humanity is growing in affluence, in technology, socially, culturally, and things are going good. Yes or no? Today there might be decay. Yes or no? So can I say everything was going good for the humanity? Can I write Sab Chanda C? मजा मचे. Humanity is मजा मचे. True. Can I also say that this is a journey towards perfection? True or not? Human beings have taken a big leap. Are they growing in leaps and bounds or not? Human race started with caveman. अच्छे से हो रहे कि नहीं? इससे पहले क्या था? Before this, if you remember my environment lecture classes, can I say this was the time of biological evolution? Can I say? But this was what? Sociological evolution. True or not? And is the humanity going on the right track or not? Is the humanity till industrial revolution? Will the people be happy or not? Will the people be happy or not? Everyone was happy. This was the time of happiness, optimism, opulence. Opulence मतलब सबके लिए सब कुछ है. Don't you think that today is just the opposite? Time of depression, time of skepticism, time of fear of unknown, time of poverty, time of what will happen to the global order. Yes or no? Things change. But this is the time. Yes. If you are born in this time, and if you're born today, will your upbringing, will your thinking be very different or not? True or not? So it was at this time, philosophers, the Western philosophers, yes, post IR, post French Revolution, yes, we have what? Justice, liberty, equality, fraternity, those great values. Yes, they are talking about that. So the governments are good, administration are good, people are coming together, democracy is there, they have technology, they have affluence, they have surpluses. So things are good or not? So scholars like Austin Godwin, Mary Condorcet, etc. These are what scholars? French scholars, British scholars, French, British, European. We are talking about Europe. I'm talking about Europe. So Western philosophers, they were all optimistic. There were views of infinite human hopes for social happiness. Everyone will be happy. Yes, no? Everyone will be happy. सब ऐसे ही रहने वाले, ठीक है? ये ब्रिटिश हुआ करते थे. विलियम गॉडविन was his name. He was a British scholar. ठीक है? So they were looking at perfectibility of humankind. The idea was perfectibility of humankind. In coming times, people will be more rational, live prosperously and harmoniously. Can you see Sapchangasi? Optimistic, resources, technology, growth opportunities. It is endless. Infinite was the word. Perfectibility. We are on a journey to be perfect. This is William Godwin. That is Austin Godwin. Okay. Is everyone okay? Do we get that? ऐसे लोगों को क्या कहा जाता है? Cornucopian views. Cornucopian views means सब चंगा सी. Everything is good. इनको सब लग रहा है रंधा जागे. True. Can I say to a large extent theoretical? They are projecting future, looking at the present, but future may have many surprises in store. True or not? Does the world's future have many surprises in store or not? There are many surprises. So they are thinking everything will go right. What is the time? Post-industrial revolution. Where are we? 18th century. 18th century में industrial revolution हो गया, French revolution भी हो चुका है. And here we have Malthus growing up. And Malthus is what? Thomas Robert Malthus is a professor. Malthus has had a liberal education and he is a professor of political economics. Okay? He's a professor of political economics. And he is, I think, an economic pessimist. He says things may change negatively. So he writes this book, which is called Principles of Population, essay on principles of population, views of its past and present effects on human happiness. Cornucopians are saying what? Everyone is happy. Sab changa si. But he decides to question this. In his essay, 1798. He writes an essay. He writes this essay anonymously first. Anonymously किसलिए? Because we're everywhere. Everywhere we're saying सब चंगा सी, हम बन गए हैं विश्व गुरु. और अगर आप जाकर कहो नहीं ये प्रॉब्लम है, तो आपकी तो लिंचिंग हो सकती कि नहीं? True? Anti-national हो जाएगा. So we're everywhere. The belief is about prosperity. Everywhere happiness. You go and tell people, no, 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 there is some problem. So he anonymously put his essay, Principles of Population. और सिर्फ एक नहीं लिखा, 6 editions came. Essay is not just 2 pages. Yes, 70 odd pages essay लिख रहा है, and he applies his ideas of economics in this. And he wants to caution the world that human happiness should not be taken for granted. Yes. Is everyone listening about these days, like we're talking about what? Inflation in USA. And you're also hearing about why did it happen? Why did it happen, everyone? Why did it happen? Release more funds during COVID. So during COVID, they started printing money. They said, no problem, let us provide easy money, easy liquidity to the people. And Naidu, I'm asking which policy? So policy was easy liquidity, easy money. Yes. Now there is so much money in the economy, that money has lost its power. So now they have to tie something on this. True or not? So can I say that some policies should not be taken for granted? So COVID and their bank, Federal Reserve, just releasing all that money should not be taken for granted. So that is what he's talking about. So let's look at what his premise is. So Malthu's in idea. Malthus says few things. Number one, he has two basic principles. Number one, food is essential. True. Human beings are animals, so food is essential or not? Food is essential and it has limits. Food is essential for human beings. Human beings are animal, and food will always remain essential, and it has limits. Is everyone okay with this? So what is so special about it? Well, at that time, physiocrats, they believed that land has no limit of food production. They said we are so good with our technology and human beings are going towards perfection that whatever need is going to be there, that will be met by land. And we have enough land to meet the demands of the people. Is everyone okay? So land is essential. Sorry, food is essential and it has limits to production. So is he disagreeing with physiocrats or not? As an economist, he's disagreeing with them. Second is passion between sexes is essential and continue to remain so. So passion between sexes is essential and continue to remain so. So what do we mean by passion between sexes? Male and female, they will be physically, biologically attracted to each other. Are they attracted or not? Male and female. And he says, this will also be there. So both the things are correct. Both are universal principles. Is everyone okay? Now he gives his postulates. His postulates are that number one, or we can call it as A. The means of livelihood. Yes. Depend on food production. Yes. B. Population growth depends on passion between sexes. Sexes here should be genders. C. Population growth far exceeds means of livelihood growth. It far exceeds means of livelihood growth. Is everyone with me on this? Clear? He says population grows in AP, arithmetic progression. My mistake, not population, means of livelihood. Whereas population grows in GP, geometric progression. So can I say your food availability grows in AP and your biological reproduction grows in GP? Everyone with me on this? What is AP and GP? So he had some data from USA data. for 200 years. Get it? He had data for 200 years with a doubling time of 25 years. He had some data from USA, how their population and resources have grown. Okay? So means of livelihood. Means of livelihood. Say for example, they were X amount. After 25 years, कितने हो गए? After 25 years, 2x. Get that? Population size. After 25 years, what happened? 2y. Is everyone okay? So doubling time, how much time did it take? 25 years. In 25 years, he had data that US population doubled in 25 years and means of livelihood also changed. Everyone with me on this? Are you with me? Any questions, please ask. If any questions, please ask. Comfortable? Then he says, let us take another 25 years. This becomes 3x, but this one becomes 4y. This becomes 4x. This becomes 8y. This becomes 5x. This becomes 16y. This becomes 6x. This becomes 32y. This becomes 7x, 8x, 9x. 32 becomes 64, 128, 256y. How many years have I taken? Please count the total number of years. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Is it 200 years now? Within 200 years, the growth of means of livelihood was 9 times growth in 200 years. Get it? Can I say this is your carrying capacity? How much you can feed people? Is the food available? No? Everyone? There is the food available. You can feed this many people. Are you with me on this? But how has your number of population increased? 256 times growth in population. Can I say demand of the population? Sir, how come he got this AP and GP? Well, he says, I have data. What does he have? He has data about US. Chalega. So the person is an economist. He is living in a cornucopian times where the physiocrat said कि कोई tension नहीं है, अपने पास खाने का दवा के reserve है. We are people who will keep on growing and everything is great with the world and we are going towards perfection. We are going towards अच्छा time and things are happening. Is everyone okay with this? Everyone clear on this? If any question, please tell me. Any questions on this? Whatever I've talked till now, please have a look at that. And if there is any question, please let me know. Okay, perfect. Can we see that there is a mismatch? Can I say this is the carrying capacity? Or this is the max capacity? Yes. Means of livelihood, how are they growing? They are growing like this. How is the population growing? Exponentially. Can we see exponential growth? And can we see this is more of a linear growth? Will there be a cross? Yes. Here, what will happen? What will happen after this? Problem or not? You are going beyond the capacity or not? Moment you go beyond the capacity, what will happen? Shortage. Shortage will be there. Imbalance will be there. What about physiocrats? Will the physiocrats be proven wrong? Will the cornucopians be proven wrong? Yes or no? So he wants to highlight this part. He wants to highlight this part that if we are so short-sighted, if we don't look at the big picture, there will be problem. So we must be looking at the big picture. Let us not be so calm, so contented, so happy about things. Aage problem hai. Okay? Now, have you heard so many times in news it is saying that the world is coming to an end? True. November 2020, sorry, computers will stop. No, year 2000, because the date will not change. Millennium will happen. This will happen. That will happen. Like extraterrestrial body is about to collide with the planet. True. This global economic meltdown will kill us. COVID will kill us. ऐसा सुना आपने? सबने सुना है कि नहीं सुना? Earth overshoot day is not something that will kill us. I just said, like You can look at this and overshoot happening. Remember, you can look at from the the environment lectures also. There also we talked about it. Is everyone with me on this? You get the fact. This is the fact, but he brings that. So now what he says is Malthus idea on population and food supply. Thomas Malthus theorized that the population grew in geometric progression and population will grow faster than the supply of food. So what should we do? Malthus then argued that because there will be higher population than food, many people will die because of shortage. So because of this shortage, population growth if unchecked is important or not? If unchecked is important, what will happen? Death will happen. Why death? Because famines, epidemics, so many people dead on the roads. Even war is possible or not? Even war is possible. People will fight for food. Yes. So he says that if this thing happens with the imbalances, he is of the opinion that moment you cross the carrying capacity, moment the population goes above this, there is a chance of nature checking it. Deterministic control will come. Deterministic controls will come. What are the deterministic controls? Remember determinism, someone else will control you. Who will control you? Nature, death, misery, yes, epidemics, war, famine. Because nature has to restore the balance. Positive checks will come in. So he called these things as positive checks. That nature will positively check. Nature will positively check human population growth. Is everyone with me? Nature will positively check. And will that be a sad thing or not? So all the cornucopians wake up. Wake up. This is not the time to be happy. You are heading for this direction. So can I say, is he giving a warning to the world? Warning, caution to the world of that time. And उस time का world क्या सब चंगा सी? No problem. अब तुम विश्व गुरु हो गए. Yes or no? There is no problem. No, unemployment, no problem. कुछ भी हो सब चंगा सी. दिल क्या करके बोलो all is well चल रहा है. Get that? So then he said, look, I am not just telling you people about an alarm that you will be killed over there. There are ways in which you can avoid this if unchecked. Why don't you check it? Why don't you check it? Yes, you can check it through something called as preventive checks. Will avoid positive checks. Is everyone okay? Preventive checks will avoid positive checks. So what are preventive checks, everyone? Preventive checks क्या है? Preventive checks will avoid positive checks. This is, you can take some preventive steps. Theorize that this correction will take place, positive checks and preventative checks. So preventive checks, these checks would lead to Malthusian catastrophe. So we call this the stage where everything is dying. This is called Malthusian collapse or catastrophe. Is everyone okay with the vocabulary? Malthusian collapse or catastrophe. Heard of that? तो ये हो जाएगा. अगर आपको रोकना है तो आप क्या कर दीजिए, प्रिवेंटिव चेक्स कर सकते हैं, which will bring the population back to sustainable level. So this is what sustainable level. I hope you remember from your environment classes we had talked about similar things, that staying within the carrying capacity of the earth overshoot day. So when the talk is happening there, can you bring the Malthusian idea? Can you quote Malthus there? And when we are here, can you bring the environment, the idea of environmentalism here? Yes, in Anthropocene, where human beings have grown to an extent that we have crossed the carrying capacity, there is time that we think and work on that. Is everyone with me on this? अब problem कहाँ पे आ गई? Problem आ गई यहाँ पर. The big problem comes with preventive checks. What are preventive checks? So he says the population is growing in GB. So the population है ना, don't let it grow unchecked. So you tell me, how would you control that? How would you control a population of a country? How would you control a population of a country? If you are given the charge, control the population of a country. राखी बोल रहा है अवेयरनेस. क्या अवेयरनेस बचाएगा भाई? एक्शन बोल रहा हूँ, बोल रहा है अवेयरनेस. हर चीज के लिए अवेयरनेस है. थोड़ा सा दिमाग लगाओ. 2 child policy. That means don't have more than 2 child. The contraceptives, birth control, वही 2 child policy. Birth control. Is everyone okay? Birth control. Birth control. So he says, you should go for delayed marriages. Don't go for child marriage. Delay as much as possible. Okay? Because if you marry, what will happen? Babies will happen. And a lot of babies will happen. So delay your marriage. So people said, ये तो ना हो पाएगा. एक point तक ही कर सकते हैं. Tell us something else. So he says, okay. Abstention. What is abstention? If you're married, don't have sex. abstain from having sexual activity. The big question is why? Why did I marry then? Why did I marry? He says, पहले शादी मत करो, अगर कर रहे तो वो मत करो. Why? What is this? True. So first you did not marry, and after marry, don't do it. Big problem. No logic. अभी तुम लोगों ने इतना बताया सर, कॉन्ट्रासेप्टिव्स बर्थ कंट्रोल कर सकते कि नहीं कर सकते? This is birth control कर सकते हैं. But remember, there is a debate in US right now about anti-abortion. Remember, all life is sacred. तो abortion भी नहीं करवा सकते. And the use of contraceptives is not allowed. His Christian belief said that use of contraceptive is not correct. If you want to birth control, then the natural method, the body cycle of a woman, उससे चल लो ठीक है, but there should be no artificial way of this thing. So people said ये भी नहीं है. They said अगर तुमसे और कुछ नहीं हो रहा, तो you can go for some vices. What are vices? What are vices? Evil practices. ये होता है like extramarital affairs. क्या बात कर रहा है यार? और prostitution. What? See, in extramarital affairs, it is not, you don't have full freedom all the time. You're not with that person. Sometimes you will be there. You will be careful that there is no proof left. You will not have children. Prostitution, these prostitutes are, they know how to manage. If an unwanted pregnancy is there, that's okay. But society at large should not be doing that. Finish. The story is finished. So either do this. If you don't do this, then nature will do this. Everything was going fine. Baba was everything okay. Suddenly comes this. All he had to do was talk about what? Contraceptive and birth control, yes or no? If I tell the whole world, look, our population is increasing very fast, there might be a problem, we must control our what? We must control our birth. So use contraceptives. Is it okay? Hum do, hamare do, and the government of India, making people aware about the use of contraceptives, male contraceptives, condoms, and female contraceptives, what do we call them, as what, loop or property, or those pills, yes? All those things are there. But इधर क्या है? ये करना है. अब ऐसे पढ़ते पढ़ते everyone was enjoying the essay, everyone was with this. Now they are saying, first of all, this Baba was telling that the world is going to an end, and according to Malthus, higher standard of living may increase the birth rate. So when we are enjoying all this fun, our birth rate will increase. In Western countries, it is reversed. They are not preferred to have more children. Why? Use of contraceptives help in decrease the birth rate, but that is not true. Yes or no? So Malthus was proved wrong. True or not? In Europe, the population did not increase the way he was thinking. He was thinking that the population will increase very fast. Super fast, the population will increase. But that has not happened. He said the more affluent people are, the more happy people are, they will make babies. So, अब question आता है, critically analyze the Malthusian theory. Is everyone okay with this? So, what is about Malthusian theory? Good, bad? Is it good or bad? Good, bad, freak? Good, bad, freak. Don't write over there, freak. Good, bad, freak. Maybe good at that time. Okay. So at that time, at the time of release, it was totally rejected as an overtly pessimistic idea. True. In fact, deterministic idea. So at that time, accepted or not, I'm saying at that time, totally rejected. ठीक है, reject हो गया. और बताइए, what else? What was good about it? Well, the idea of sustainability, that was right, perfect. Yes. Idea of harmonizing nature's capacity with human demand. True or not? That idea is applicable till today. What is negative? What is negative? Negative is deterministic. Deterministic. Yes. Not accepting human ingenuity. The right brain part of it. ये एकदम left brain idea है. Food का shortage हो जाएगा. Human beings through their technology, through our technology, have we increased the amount of food production of the land? Yes or no? At that time, when I'm talking about Malthus, remember, the world's population was not even 1 billion. The world's population was not even 1 billion. Today, you and I are living in a population of 8 billion. Is there a shortage of food in the world? There might be a mismatch in the supply and demand of it, but shortage nahi. So do we enough to feed 8 billion? Yes, we have enough to feed 8 billion. So human ingenuity, human ability, possibilism, is it rejected or not? So that is absolutely rejected. What is negative? What is negative? Very big negative is the ratios, AP and GP. Okay, everyone, let me take you to the APGP. You did not notice it. The population of USA has growing how many times? 256 times or not? True. But this growth was not due to natural growth. There was a huge role of migration. Yes or no? Europeans migrated to USA. Europeans migrated to USA. That is why the number increased. It was not because they were giving more births. So can I say the data itself is questionable? Your APGP, your idea, you are coming across as a very scientific fellow who has got empirical data and everything. I understand. I understood everything. But the very clear fact is, the very, very clear fact over here is that how can I accept this? This is not happening. Is everyone with me? True. Next. What do I have? Let me see the next also. Man and woman, they get married. Yes. Does that mean children? The passion between sexes. लड़का लड़की नहीं मिलने चाहिए. If they come in contact with each other, if a boy and a girl comes in front of Malthus, he can see a child. अबे can a boy and girl come together without child? Is a husband and wife equivalent to child every year? He confused fecundity. Fecundity is maximum number of childbirth with fertility. Remember what is the fertility rate of the world? Fertility rate. What is the fertility rate of the world? Data आपने बताया कितना है? अफ्रीका में 4 to 6 चल रहा है. वर्ल्ड का कितना है? 2.1 के आसपास, 2.2, 2.3. That's fertility. But fecundity is the maximum number of childbirth that a woman can have. How many children can a woman give birth to? Everyone. How many children can a woman give birth to? How many? Well, a woman is in her fertile window from the age of puberty to menopause. 14 to 45, it is generally considered that a woman is fertile in this. So Madhukar बोला 7. Madhukar, left brain मत थोड़ा right brain सोचो. 30 years में एक woman कितने बच्चे पैदा कर सकती है? 30 years is the fertile window of a woman. और आप वही बोल रहे सर मेरे ना सारे लक्षण मेरे राइट ब्रेन वाले हैं. तो ये भी दिखाता है कि आपको पूरे डिस्कशन में लेफ्ट ब्रेन ही समझ में आया. मैंने तो 5 ही पॉइंट लिखे थे चाचा, और भी बहुत सारे. ये सुनो, बोला 7 बच्चे होते हैं, मैं राइट ब्रेनर हूं. डोंट डू राइट ब्रेनर थिंग विद मी. लुक एट दिस. द हाईएस्ट रिकॉर्ड आई थिंक विद अ वुमन, कितने बच्चे मैक्सिमम बच्चे अगर देखोगे 60 तक है. आई थिंक इट इज इन 60 अगर गूगल करोगे तो. अ वुमन हैज गिवन बर्थ टू 60 चिल्ड्रन इन अ लाइफ स्पैन. 60. ट्रू सर, हाउ इज इट पॉसिबल ओनली 30 इयर्स? अरे कुछ बॉल पे चौका भी लगता है. सिंगल, डबल, ट्रिपल, 4. yes, twins, triplets, quadruplets, possible or not? So that is there. मधुकर, oh my god, मधुकर लेफ्ट से बाहर, oh my god नहीं है. अभी मोदी जी कह रहे थे oh my god किसी चीज का दुखी होकर, ऐसे मत करो oh my god. So what we are looking at is, and 30 years also, 30 years also, everyone please understand, the woman's body is not ready for childbirth immediately after one child. A woman's body will take time. Yes sir. So childbirth के बाद भी time लगता है. Think about that. That is also an important thing that needs to be kept in mind. Is everyone with me on this? Sir, he did not differentiate between developed and developing countries. उसने कुछ नहीं सोचा. उसने बोला human beings when they come, a man and woman, they come babies. अब उसको कोई समझाए. Imagine if Malthus was told there is something called as homosexuality also. तो मर जाता कि नहीं मर जाता? True. All he had to do was think of a condom, think of a contraceptive, think of a male contraceptive, think of a female contraceptive. Sir, 1798, no sir, maybe at that time it was not discovered. Condoms were not discovered. Possible, no sir? आदम के जमाने. See, human beings discovered all these things सबसे पहले. ये तो जरूरी है सबसे पहले. During the same time when he was preaching these ideas, neighboring country France, there was very normal use of contraceptives. So very clearly, can I say his religious views? The freak idea is his religious views dominated the theory or colored his judgment. Yes or no? Bias दे दिया कि नहीं? That you are against that. And another freak idea is the preventive checks and vices. Look at the vices. How is that possible here? This is all the affluence which you are having, वो सब compromise हो जाएगी. All the happy times, सब चंगा सी, that is there because you are this thing. So if you want to have any joy, and you can go for other things which are evil things. In fact, he even blamed poor people for higher population. Poor people, these people are breeding this thing. Why? Because the government is giving pro-poor grants. Remember in India, do we have subsidized rice and wheat given to the population? देते हैं नहीं देते? Do we give Mahatma Gandhi Narega? Yes. So he says all these pro-poor grants and programs, no, they should be stopped because these poor don't have to work. They just come from the state to have food, and rest of the time, you know what they are doing? They are increasing the population. So can you see? For Malthus, population dynamics were a kind of economics only. Are you with me, everyone? For Malthus, population dynamics was nothing but economics. Are you with me? So that is my suggestion and that is my advice to all of you, that this is where Malthus has been criticized. Malthus did not look at the bigger picture. People rejected him as overtly pessimistic, did not value the human idea और कोई भी चीज नहीं होता है. So he was opposed by modern theorists. Bosrup, J.S. Mill, Arsene Dumont. Get that? They totally oppose it. This is J.S. Mill ने कहा. J.S. Mill says, poverty. Nobody wants poverty. So people are smart enough. When they see more number of people that will lead to poor poverty in their life, what will they do? Nobody wants poverty. So what will they do? They will control their population automatically. So people are smart. Mr. Malthus, it is not that it is uncontrollable. That is also there. Yes. Arsene Dumont gives an aspiration theory. What is an aspiration theory? So I've talked many times about this. Do you know the Parsi community is in India? Their population is declining. Do you know that? Even the Jain community, their population is declining. We can write a sentence in exam like Malthus used mechanical ways to determine the inputs of his theory. शिवम अगर कोई बहुत ही भारी quotable quote सुंदर सा sentence होता तो ठीक था. Mechanical ways तो I keep on saying roads every day. Every day do I not keep on saying this? Don't do the homework mechanically. Don't do the homework mechanically. So can we write? I thought you're giving me some very powerful sentence जिसको पढ़ के मुझे ऐसा लगे wow. So no need. पहले समझ लो उसको. True. I did not use anywhere mechanically. He used mechanical ways to determine the inputs of his theory. Which inputs of his theory? Which inputs of his theory? And what was mechanical in that? What was mechanical? फिर आप लिखोगे left brain. Why? I very clearly looked at his idea of sustainability. His idea of harmonizing was good, but he sounded deterministic. I have given you that. True or not? I would say he used the data he used was erroneous. Erroneous means had error. Erroneous or doubtful data. His study of the proportions was erroneous or doubtful. Why would I say mechanical? मेरे को mechanical कहने की जरूरत ही नहीं. Is everyone okay? So ये मैं आपको बताना चाहता हूँ. I hope you are with me on this. Are we clear, everyone? Shivam says erroneous is a better word. तो मैंने कहा कि the more we read, the better world opens first. So I was talking about these Parsis. So do you know Parsis are affluent also? Tatas के पास पैसे की कमी नहीं. So they are rich but not having children. Why? So one theory is, as you cross an economic bracket, yes, you start valuing your own life. Your own aspirations become high. That what can I make out of my life? What great thing can I contribute in my life? And you start seeing your family and children as a barrier to that. That I have to take care of a family. I have to take care of children also. That's okay. I don't want to be in that. So he says, so let us look at what Malthus says. Everyone pay attention. Malthus is of the view, Malthus is very clearly of the view that as affluence increases, people are careless and more babies will come. J.S. Mill says that as affluence increases, people will start fearing poverty. There were times they were poor. So more children would mean more poverty, more this thing, so they themselves will control. Arsene Dumont, on the other hand, says as affluence increases, people's aspirations will increase and they would not want to be caught into the worldly affairs of having more children and taking care of them. Is everyone with me? Are you understanding what I'm saying? सब लोग मेरे साथ हैं? So can we say modern theorists have criticism? Let us look at Bosrup. Bosrup ने बहुत अच्छा criticism दिया. What does Bosrup say? Bosrup का ग्राफ ये है. Where is this? Where is my pen? So Malthus says, moment you cross the line, what happens? Which checks will come? Positive checks will come. True? Positive checks. So positive checks exercise their influence on the growth of population by increasing the death rate applied by the nature. Yes or no? The unwelcoming of, so Malthus negative checks. These are preventive checks. Can I say these are preventive checks? I've already talked about preventive checks. Preventive checks are applied by man's foresight. So पहली step ले लेता. Now Bosrup says that as the population is increasing exponentially, why would the food supply increase like this? She says the food supply will increase like this. So Bosrup is optimistic. She sees population pressure as a major cause of change. Everyone. Why did we need biotechnology? BT cotton. BT. Why was it coming? So BT. To increase the production. Yes. We have the on river Narmada. We have Sardar Sarovar Dam. Yes or no? Sardar Sarovar and the whole project. उससे क्या हुआ? Maharashtra, MP, Gujarat, Rajasthan, will they get water for agriculture or not? Agriculture technology will change, land use will change, land tenure will change, settlement system will change. So population increase will create a pressure, no doubt about that. And population growth is independent of food supply. Please do not connect it. Mr. Malthus, you are wrongly connecting the two. You are wrongly connecting the two. Is everyone okay? The principal mean of increasing agricultural output is intensification. Please intensify. Esther Bosrup, drawing on her knowledge of farming in developing world, where population was growing quickly, argued that the threat of starvation and challenge of feeding more mouths motivate people to improve their farming. So more population will motivate people to do better. Population and demand of food result agriculture intensification. This is some extent true in India, but still more than 35% are in. So if we are talking about India, if we are talking about Africa, यहाँ पर अभी भी primitive agriculture है. So that is why the problem continues as a problem. But if people have the technology, if people have the willpower, they can do different things. Is everyone with me on this? Does it make sense? Everyone clear on this? So this is what Bosrup is saying. I've already told you, modern thinkers like J.S. Mill, they said, fear of poverty. R.C. Newmont says aspiration, and Bosrup says motivation to improve. Are we correct on that? But do we also see that as Bosrup had experienced in the developed world, this thing happened. But in developing world, unfortunately, that commercialization of agriculture has not happened. Intensification has not happened. Agriculture still continues to be what? Subsistent, and that is the problem. Is everyone with me on this? Are we clear? Perfect. So this was today's class. This was about Malthus. Can you write something on Malthus? Contemporary. So critical assessment examination done. Contemporary relevance. What is the contemporary relevance of Malthus? Everyone. Malthusian idea, always seen as a milestone. Remember 1798, birth year of all population related doctrines. Malthusian was the first to comprehensively talk of population related issues. So before that, pre-Malthusian, fragmented viewpoints, unsubstantiated views. Is everyone with me? उससे पहले everything was this only, but thereafter things have changed. Everyone with me on this? I would also say Malthus' ideas of carrying capacity, sustainable limits, still holds true. Yes or no? Does it hold true or not? Some checks, some possibilistic checks are a must even today. Is everyone okay? His followers are called Neo-Malthusians. Subscribe to his ideas, except the preventive checks which he gave. Remember, he gave the preventive checks which were quite questionable. Those preventive checks were quite questionable. Is everyone with me on this? So preventive checks, they are questioning it, but rest, this is how things have happened. Everyone with me on this? So this was Malthus, Bosrup, Dumont. Malthus, Bosrup, Dumont, Mill. Everyone clear on this? What is this? Core theory or peripheral theory? Core theories are based on more mathematics, more right data. So I would not consider this as a core theory. This is not a core theory. But yes, this is definitely a very important population-related paradigm. Is everyone okay with sustainability in this, harmony in this, determinism, erroneous data? Is everyone okay with preventive, positive checks, nature checks, humans checks? So this language I want you to pick up. So this is going to be there. Is everyone okay? So tomorrow's class, we are going to bring another important theory. Tomorrow we will talk about important views, the Marxian views. Marxian views on population. We will be talking about core theory called demographic transition theory. Demographic transition theory by Thompson and Notice team. I'll try and put some material to that effect on the group itself. And third one, we will be talking about optimum population theory. Remember the word optimum, this is in our syllabus. So I'll be talking about all those things. And from today onwards, 3 days, we have special classes. Special classes. So remember, I've not done in climatology, climatic classification of the world. Remember, climatic classification of the world, Koppen and Thornwhite. So that is going to come through this. Aaj, we are starting with global climate change. So I will be bringing some latest data on that. So that is going to help you. So if you can spare 1 hour, 6 to 7 p.m. I'll not take it long. 6 to 7 p.m. We will continue with this. And in this, I will introduce the Koppen's classification, but not today's class. In these 3 classes, I'll be bringing that classification also. In the remaining classes of this month, we have used Sunday also. So we will have classes on Sunday also. I wanted to complete the syllabus, and whatever is left, remember some part of climatology is left. I need to cover that also. So I'll be bringing those things through these special classes. So see you in the evening at 6 o'clock, and tomorrow's agenda is also for you. And keep thinking about your right brain. True. So that is going to be there. जो लोग mock test के लिए जा रहे हैं, people who are going for the mock test on the Sunday, you can watch the recording. Thank you. Bye bye. Take care. See you in the evening.